Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Coming up here in just a couple of days time, we are going to see our next major update for Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. And this, of course, is going to be the Season 3 Reloaded update, or the mid-season update for Season 3. This will be our next major content update, weapon balancing update, and gameplay change update as well. And today we're going over all the various gameplay changes and other content features that we should expect that are confirmed for this patch itself. So as of right now, the release date for Season 3 Reloaded is supposedly May 10th. This is stemming from Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. He's been pretty spot on with all of his leaks and rumors and stuff when it comes to the various time frames for stuff. So for what it's worth, May 10th does seem to be that target date for Season 3 Reloaded. We should be getting an official confirmation here soon though, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. Now, as mentioned, Season 3 Reloaded is going to include several different major content updates, but also some gameplay updates as well. For Warzone here, when it comes to some of the actual content itself, of course, we've got two very important updates dropping in the Reloaded time frame, one of which is, of course, Plunder. Well, as I'm sure you've seen by now, post-edit Zach here, Plunder, not a part of the Reloaded update, randomly dropped earlier this week as a part of the weekly playlist update. Obviously, Plunder was a bit of a surprise drop. Warzone ranked, though, going to be reserved for the Season 3 Reloaded update, obviously. Definitely helps space the modes out a little bit. I completely understand why they did that. They don't want to spread the player base too thin or have people trying to choose, do I want to jump into Plunder? Do I want to jump into Ranked? So in this, much like Plunder, is a highly anticipated, highly requested update. We've been asking for Ranked for 3+ years at this point, right? We've wanted to see an actual official competitive mode in Warzone for a long time. It's finally coming to fruition, and I, for one, am very excited to dive into it, see exactly what it's all about, and start grinding out the ranks, right? So two pretty important mode updates coming with Season 3 Reloaded that are seriously going to impact things across the board. We also have some actual in-game features as well, some gameplay features being added throughout the course of Season 3 Reloaded. We're not sure how many of this is going to come right at launch, or if some of this is going to end up dropping, in the coming weeks after Season 3 Reloaded is live. But deployable buy stations are going to be returning here. This, of course, was a feature back in Warzone 1 as well, where you could just end up getting this deployable buy station marker. You could throw it down like any other field upgrade, and a buy station will drop on your exact location. So this is going to be super clutch for those late game scenarios where you don't have a buy station, or maybe you landed somewhere a little bit obscure where there's not any buy stations remotely close. You find this, you're able to just get one on your own. It can be really useful, and I'm glad to see that those are now back. Another very interesting gameplay dynamic that's going to be sort of introduced / reintroduced here is the perk packages, not in a way of your actual created class loadouts, but rather in games. So within the buy stations themselves, and then also throughout various different chests that you can loot, you're going to be able to find actual perk packages, and these will contain a handful of base perks that any player can then put onto their loadouts. So say maybe you're in a squad mode, or honestly even solos, and you don't have enough money for that full-on loadout drop, you could buy one primary weapon and then one of the smaller perk packages and be on your way and still have, like, the majority of a class setup available to you. So those will be really interesting, and I love the fact that the lootable perk packages are going to be an option as well. The lootable perks back from Warzone 1 I thought was a great quality of life update back then, and I think it's going to be the same sort of deal here now. That should be very exciting to see implemented. We're also going to see decontamination stations, yet another returning feature from Warzone 1. You might be asking, why is it that we're seeing all these redos from Warzone 1 gameplay in Caldera? Basically just because when we had all this going on in Caldera, they were already well underway in development for Warzone 2, so they couldn't add in all these quality of life updates because, one, either they didn't exist yet in Warzone Caldera, or two, they didn't have the feedback on whether or not they were, positive gameplay updates. So now we're at the point where we have to constantly have all these updates that are redoing everything from Warzone 1 that worked well, just like the next gameplay addition too, which is the Gulag tokens, or the Gulag entry packages. This basically allows you to continuously go back to the Gulag if you find one of these in game. So you can go to the Gulag more than once if need be, which is also a cool thing to sort of keep the lobbies alive and keep the pace nice and fast all throughout. Now, we also have a handful of universal updates coming with Season 3 Reloaded that are not just Warzone specific, some MP specific updates, all sorts of stuff like that. As we get into this kind of content here, quick reminder, if you guys are new to the channel, every single day I'm your one-stop shop for absolutely everything going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, meta conversations, you name it, it's right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us on the road to 1 million subs. And if you guys enjoyed the video, if you're excited for Season 3 Reloaded, let me know by dropping a like on the video itself. Would be seriously appreciated, as it does really help the channel grow. Now, when it comes to universal updates, this stuff is pretty standard for all the Reloaded updates and launch updates. We do have a couple of new weapons, which is actually kind of interesting. Usually we only see one new ranged weapon with a Reloaded update. This time around we're getting two, and both of them are automatic pistols apparently. So the first one is known as the Tango Zero. On the actual roadmap itself, it's sort of classified, but the silhouette looks vaguely similar to like a Tech 9, for instance. Then we also have reportedly a fully automatic Desert Eagle, a fully auto 50 GS pistol coming as well. So we could have some very interesting weapons spam at the start of Season 3 Reloaded with two brand new fully auto pistols. Definitely will be interesting to see how these actually stack up against other close range weapons in the game. With Season 3 Reloaded, we're also going to see a brand new camo challenge event. This is going to be replacing the trophy hunt event that's going on right now. Not gonna lie, I myself have not really gone out of my way too much to even participate in this trophy hunt event. The rewards are cool, and if you like that stuff, it's cool that there's like a sort of background mini game to collect those trophies and redeem for those new rewards. But personally, I like camos a lot more. I like to see that stuff on my weapons in games. So we've got a new camo event coming with Season 3 Reloaded as well. Then we shift focus into the multiplayer specific content, and we have a handful of stuff to break down here as well. First things first, we are getting a brand new 6v6 map with Season 3 Reloaded. And when I say brand new, I actually mean it. We have the Hatchery map debuting, and based off a little preview image that we got for this seems to be taken from the location in the campaign where you have the one sniper mission with Price and Gaz where they're going through. So could be very interesting at the lighthouse off in the distance. Could be a cool vibe there. We also have several new modes dropping for Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer throughout Season 3 Reloaded. The first one is going to be Ground War Infected, and let's be honest, the name is pretty self-explanatory, right? It is ground war sized lobbies, but it's going to be the infected mode rather than domination, which is usually what we have in ground war. So just complete and utter chaos, especially if you're one of the last, players alive and not an infected player. It's going to be pretty spicy to say the least. We also have Gunfight OSP debuting as a variation of Gunfight. This is the version where basically you don't spawn in with any set guns. All the loot is on the ground or on the walls, and when you spawn in really quickly at the start of each round, you have to go up and grab something off the ground to actually compete in that specific match. So definitely a cool variation of that. I enjoyed it back in its previous iterations. Then we also have Face Off, which is the 3v3 sort of alternative mode for some of the small maps as well, which is always a nice little change of pace. Then to round things out for Season 3 Reloaded, we do have a couple of different Spec Ops updates, the main one being Episode 3 of the Raids. Of course, this is sort of a continuation of the storyline here. There was actually some leaked gameplay that surfaced a bit ago in regards to the Season 3 raid, and it appeared to be taking place in a giant silo, which would add up compared to some leaks that we've had a while back. And also supposedly Alex is going to be coming as a new operator with this raid as well. Then also Spec Ops is going to get a new mission if you're interested in the co-op aspect of this game. But those are all the actual gameplay updates and content updates that we've got confirmed for Season 3 Reloaded. We also know that on top of all of this, we're going to see plenty of weapon updates, some buffs, some nerfs. We're also going to see plenty of bug fixes and other patch notes as well. And we'll of course be covering those right as they drop with Season 3 Reloaded. So stay tuned for that alongside everything else going on in COD by making sure you are subscribed with those noties turned on. And also, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. But that is effectively going to wrap things up for this one. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.